welcome. Thank you so much for virtually coming along to our practical legal training presentation. So I just wanted to start by addressing, obviously, we can't all be together today, and that means that a lot of our classes are currently not able to be run on campus. So for the PLT, and I'll talk about it a little bit further on, but you actually do have a face-to-face component for PLT classes. Currently that hasn't been impacted because our first intake for PLT was in term 1, and we were able to teach that face-to-face on campus during that period in term 1. But at the moment, other UNSW law programs and certainly other UNSW programs have all transitioned to online learning to reduce the spread of COVID-19. We're still running our small tutorial class sizes. You've still got academic support through online consultations. The Law Career Service, which I'll talk about a little later on, is still running all their activities online. They've created a new careers hub. They've got virtual panels and virtual career sessions. And our postgraduate peer mentoring is being run virtually as well. So I thought I'd start off by talking about why you might study your PLT at UNSW. UNSW is quite new to offering PLT. Our first cohort was in term 1 this year, which was in February. So they're actually still completing it at the moment. But I thought I would, start off by telling you why we believe our PLT is setting you up for the best career possible. So UNSW Law School is ranked 14th worldwide. That's in the QS World University Rankings in 2020. And that means we're up there among the likes of Harvard, Cambridge, Yale University. And it is quite a prestigious ranking for us, and we are very proud of it. But there's a few reasons as to why we've achieved this ranking. And one of them is, of course, our fantastic alumni. So we have 18,000 alumni across the world practicing law in 90 different countries. They're all doing really incredible things. And domestically in Australia, we just saw 6 of our alumni actually take out awards as part of the Lawyers Weekly 30 Under 30 Law Awards, which we're really proud of. We had quite a few nominated as well. We've also got 10 research centres and 5 affiliated research centres at UNSW Law. What that means is that our academics are researching the cutting edge issues into law and then bringing their learnings from that research into the classroom. So you will always be taught the most up-to-date and present research. So we also have small interactive classes. This is something that we pioneered in Australia and something that our students really enjoy and find really valuable at UNSW Law. So the classes that you'll do as a law student will never be in a big lecture theatre with 600 other students. It's actually more seminar style learning. So generally you'll have a maximum of 30 other students in your classes, and you'll have that one-on-one interaction with your lecturer. So you'll be able to really dissect the issues that you're talking about during that week. We've also got the dedicated Law Careers Service. Now, this is really the bridge from your law degree into your law career. And this career service will help you with writing clerkship applications. They have a dedicated jobs board. They can also help with resume writing. They also host, aspirational career events. So they'll have panels with industry experts talking about their experiences and giving you some tips. They'll also have careers markets that you can be a part of. So lots of opportunities there as well. Continuing on, so what makes UNSW Law so unique? We've got unique internship opportunities. Our UNSW Law Society, I'm not sure if any of you are actually current students on the call, but if you are, you'll know all about UNSW Law Society. If not, this is our student society across our undergraduate and postgraduate students, and it really brings the vibrancy of UNSW Law to life. We also have clinics and mooting and skills competitions that quite a few of our students take part in. So our GDLPP, or the Graduate Diploma in Legal Professional Practice. So this is what we call our PLT program at UNSW. It's a graduate diploma, which is a little different to some of the other PLT offerings on the market, but this is what we truly believe will be the best option for you and set you up for the best practice possible. Belinda's just popped the link in the chat to our PLT webpage. So if you would like to head there after the presentation and have a look, that will be very handy for you. So the PLT has 4 basic components to it. The first is an on-site workshop for 5 days. The second is online coursework for 19 weeks. Now these 2 make up your, I guess, coursework component. And this is where you'll do all of your book learning kind of thing. The second component and the second 2 aspects of the program is work experience 1, which is 20 days. And then you have a few options after that. So you can complete work experience 2, which is another 20 days, or you can complete something that we call the practicum. I'll dive into that a little bit later, but I thought this was a really good way to lay out the program to you. So technically it's a 20-week program, and then you have the work experience components to them. So with your coursework, so the 5 days of face-to-face workshops, they're held during O Week on campus. So in term 1, that's February, and in term 3, so that's our other intake for the PLT, that'll be held in September. These 5 days are specifically designed for PLT students. It's only PLT students that will be in your classes, and it will provide you with introductions to your courses that you'll study online. You'll also have really some really great opportunities to hear from industry leaders. So they actually come in as guest lectures to really inspire you to hold out those 19 weeks, but to also share their knowledge with you. So then the 19 weeks of online coursework, that's made up of 4 compulsory core courses. So skills in practice, values in practice, litigation practice, and transactional practice. And then you can choose 2 elective practice areas from the yellow box. So administrative law practice, banking and finance, criminal law practice, family law practice, employment and industrial relations practice, and wills and estates. So that's basically your coursework, and that's your 19 weeks of coursework. Coursework is taught over a few different platforms depending what courses you're taking. It might be something like this, like a Zoom class. It might also be recorded lectures, or you might also have Teams classes. I'm not sure how many of you use Microsoft Teams, but it's something that's really widely used at UNSW and has lots of different functionalities to it. Sorry, one second. So this is Reggie, and she is currently studying her DDLPP at UNSW, and as part of, I guess she gave us a little bit of a profile after the first 5 days of her life as a PLT student. And she said, we were taken outside of the classroom. It was collaborative, and we were taught skills that we will really need for the workplace. And that, I think, really sums up the UNSW difference to teaching PLT. It's that we really do put such a focus on industry and industry learning, and teaching those real skills that you need to be successful in your legal career. The second, I guess, half or component of your degree is the work experience. So the first is work experience 1. Now this is 20 days of work experience completed under the supervision of a practicing lawyer. This work experience 1, sorry, this doesn't have to be with one organisation, but you must complete at least 15 days of this in Australia. You can have 5 days of previous work experience credited, provided that you've done it within the 2 years before starting your PLT. So for example, now, if you were to start your PLT in term 3, 2020, you would have to have done work experience from term 3, 2018, all through 2019 and through the first half of 2020 to have that work experience credited. So that's 5 days of credit that you could get for that work experience. If you're a UNSW student, that might mean that, you know, your Kingsford Legal Centre practice that you've done, you might have done that in the last 2 years, maybe you can get that credited. You might have done a clerkship or an internship that you could get credited. So there's lots of opportunities there, but you do have to do 15 days extra to whatever you've done before as part of your PLT. You have 2 years from the commencement of your PLT to complete those 15 days as well. So if life gets in the way, you've got plenty of time. The second component to work experience is work experience 2 or the practicum. So this is where you really start to be able to take advantage of your options and the flexibility of UNSW's PLT. So work experience 2, again, that's 20 days of work experience. It can actually be completed in another common law country. So if you, wanted to complete it in somewhere like New Zealand or Singapore, that can be done. It doesn't need to be with one organisation, and it has to be working in a legal or a law-related workplace. For those law-related workplaces, that does have to have faculty approval. So we did have one come through the other day about completing it in a taxation office, and that's something that the faculty just has to have a look at who your supervisors are in that office, and does it tick all the boxes that we're looking for. Work experience 2, the exciting part about it is that you can actually have your full 20 days credited of work experience 2. Again, you have to have completed the 20 days within the last 2 years. And if you are not doing credit, if you're not crediting it and you want to complete an additional 20 days, that just has to be in the 2 days from the commencement. So for the practicum aspect of the PLT, so this is another option. So if you don't do work experience 2, you can choose to do the practicum. And what this is I guess a portfolio of opportunities within the legal space that you can take up. So it could be work placement, simulated workplaces, technical learning spaces, law-related projects, continuing legal education, and structured reflective practice. Again, that's something that the Law Careers Service can help you with as well, and something that, a lot of our students do take on. The practicum does require an additional fee just because it is a structured, almost like subject from UNSW, so that's important to keep in mind. Law Career Service, again, I wanted to mention this one again just because it is such a really great skill for our law students. So work placement, jobs board, careers fair, industry panels, clerkship application advice. And I thought I would throw in some frequently asked questions. We are coming towards the end of me speaking, which is exciting for my voice, but I thought I'd add some in. So can I do my PLT at UNSW if I'm not a UNSW grad? The answer is yes, as long as you're a graduate of an LLB or a JD that is accredited and that's recognised by UNSW. So if you've done one of those at any Australian institution, that should be absolutely fine. And for international institutions, you'll just have to check with faculty. Yes, you can do your PLT with us. How's PLT graded? Does it impact my WAM or GPA? So the GDLPP is competency-based, which means you'll either achieve a competent or not yet competent grade. This doesn't impact your WAM or your GPA. And in fact, to study UNSW's PLT, there's no GPA or WAM requirement. So it is just that completed Juris Doctor or Bachelor of Laws degree. Can I do the program completely online? 5-day face-to-face workshop is mandatory, but apart from those 5 days, you can do the full 19 weeks and your work placement. You can do the 19 weeks online, and you can do the work placement anywhere. It doesn't have to be in Sydney. For work placement 1, it does have to be in Australia for 15 days, but apart from that, it can be anywhere.